Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Marveling in the Madness with me, Dominic, and my good friend Steve. How are you today, my friend?
Yeah, I'm actually not too bad. How about yourself?
I am okay. I've just realized that when I do the intro, I do it exactly almost word for word as you do it for some bizarre reason. I'm
I mean,
stuck in a groove now.
to be fair, I've done a few, so at least you don't mix the words up and don't stutter, so you do it more cleanly. So
Well,
I've done it a
not
few
always.
times, and then you've learned. So
I'm
I
going to
was just
miss
thinking
it,
maybe
though.
we should just let you lead with the intro, and then I'll come in with a story, and then we'll just go from there.
That would be sweet. It would be seamless, and then we'll get even less people watching. It'll be too smooth.
That's also true. Right, so we'll go straight into the first one. So we'll talk about odd jobs. If you think about career change, something a little different, something a bit real. Well, I say a bit out there. It's really out there because when I read it, it really made me laugh. So there's a zoo in Blackpool. Can't remember the name of the actual zoo, but let's just say Blackpool Zoo. And basically, they're having a problem with seagulls and pigeons. So what they've done is hired people in, I think it was owl costumes. Is it owl costumes?
Birds, but we'll go with
Birds,
bird.
yeah, like birds of prey. Basically, it's basically massive birds of prey costumes, just to like scare away pigeons and seagulls, which I think is hilarious. But also, I think that's amazing. Like, what a job to have! Imagine doing that like for 8 hours of your day. Like, what do? I just run around scaring off seagulls and pigeons.
Yeah, yeah. It sounds like a depressing mascot kind of job, isn't it?
I don't think so. Like,
Like a
especially now,
depressing
like
version.
summer's kicking in, get a little bit of cardio. You see a seagull, run, run, run. Gotta go scare off the seagull. Gotta scare off the pigeon. It's becoming a problem.
How
Yep.
successful will it be? That's what I want to know. So,
Um, Not really.
because my neighbors have all like put like these owls, like they're like giant plastic owls, and they like hang them in trees to try and dissuade pigeons from sitting in them. And nearly always you see these giant plastic owls, and right next to it is a pigeon sitting in the tree.
Yeah, but I feel like obviously those plastic things aren't active, so
It's true.
it's not really going to do anything. Whereas like a person running around, I think, don't get me wrong, I still feel like it's going to be a fleeting effort. Like it's still not going to make that much of a difference because it's a zoo. You're going to have a lot of food around. It's easy for that the birds and everything to come get a free meal. So, but I still think it's a funny job. You know what I mean?
It's
Like
funny, yeah.
it's something you can't take too seriously. You enjoy yourself.
Do you have to
With
like? Do you
a
have to method act? I wonder. Do you have to like try and get in the mind of a like bird of prey, like sit still for long periods of time, circle around the area a bit, and
I
then
feel
just
it'd be
like
quite
swoop in?
funny. And then like making owl sounds like "whoo" all the time when you're running around.
I really find it funny. So they really got method acting, and they're like, "Oh, I need to be nocturnal now."
So say, or someone could take you to like the next degree and just dress up as Batman.
Nice.
Technically, is a bird.
Start throwing shurikens at the seagulls.
Yeah, but then when does it come to harm? Because I feel like is it Peter? I feel like they'll get involved then if you start throwing shurikens. It's like, oh no, you gotta look after the pigeon, man. That's how they sound in my head,
Oh, sure, I go down really well with them.
Yeah, so maybe don't throw
Man.
shurikens and pigeons. Man.
You actually sounded a bit like a bird. Man.
To be fair, that's all. When people are complaining, that's all I hear. Just,
Man.
yeah, I'm like, oh, it's still going on. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a lovely person. I listen to everyone's
I
problem.
hate you all.
Exposed.
I don't hate any one specific group. I just hate you all equally. It's fine.
I think that's better. I hate you all the same.
So good.
Yeah. So I feel like as a alternative fun job, especially for the summer, if you need a job, go up to Blackpool, pretend to be a bird. There you go.
Problem
Problem
solved.
solved.
That's what a summer job that'll be. Get some cardio in there.
That's what I'm saying. To be fair, I wouldn't mind doing that job. I think I'd have way too much fun doing that job.
I reckon I'd run about 20 meters and then be like, I'm out.
I've been waiting all the time, sitting in the tree like, it's time, it's
I like the fact that you're now in a tree.
time. Hey, gotta be the bird.
Do you reckon
Put
I'll
a
build
player
a
in their
giant
own game.
enclosure for them? And here you see
Oh.
the lesser spotted human owl.
Oh dear.
Oh,
So
dude.
hit me with obviously the biggest news story of the week.
The coronation, yes. What a day yesterday was. I'm sure there's a lot of views in the country in terms of whether you're a monarchist or not a monarchist, or whatever you want.
Mm.
I'm I my views is quite simple in the sense of I'm just like, well, if they add value to the nation and the king provides or the queen, whoever is in charge, provides some valuable insight and seems to do more good than bad, then fine, I'm happy enough. I'm not bothered either way too much, but yeah, I watched the coronation. I happened to be painting at the same time, but um because we were redecorating our lounge. But yeah, I watched it. It was good. It was a good service. It was interesting. A lot of wealth on display, obviously, which is a little bit can be a little bit
Yeah, I feel like now is not the best time. I suppose there's never really a good time because any look at any time in history, there's always going to be struggle. But yeah, especially now when you look at
yeah,
it, and then they just yeah, I don't know. My whole word for it would be pompous. I understand, obviously, it's a traditional thing and things have to be done,
yeah,
but it just seems very pompous in my opinion.
yeah. I guess a lot of stuff's there. I guess the thing is, I think they had tried to tone it back a little bit, and it's still obviously really extravagant. But that's kind of, I guess that's kind of the point of it to a degree. Is it's meant to be really traditional, really celebrating the peak of British um,
Yeah.
of what was British power. So it's interesting. There was a lot of symbolism in the service, which I found quite interesting. A lot of sort of obviously he got anointed with oil in his shirt, and there's a lot
Mm.
of some of the riches, I guess, were to show display like what a king garbed with, and the sort of the like. There's a lot of Christian imagery in there as well, so you can kind of,
Yeah.
from that point of view, it was quite interesting to see it, to see the historic and sort of see the relationships with all the different things in the justice. And I think it was a good. I don't know. It's a difficult one. Obviously, there's a lot of wealth, and obviously the British Empire is not always great either. Been quite terrible at times, as we know. Um, so again, I'm I can understand people's views on both sides, but the service was quite interesting from a purely watching point of view. It was quite long, but it was interesting when I was looking in and out and watching it. And I just really hope that I guess the king, and I think he does care for people and really want to make a positive impact. So I just hope that and pray that that's what he does. And I think as long as he does that, then I guess you can't ask for more. It's a hereditary role, obviously, and if it still brings positive benefit to the country as a whole. For me, it's good. And obviously, we all got a bank holiday out of it, unless you're you who just works anyway. But for most of us, we got a nice, we got a
That's why I'm
nice.
really angry. No, the thing is, like, I'll be honest, I'm completely indifferent, so I didn't really care either way. It's only that I find a little bit fault when they're using taxpayers' money to pay off for all these things. I don't know that's how it's been and that's how it's going to go on forever and ever, but I feel like those sort of taxpayers' money can go to so much more beneficial things. Everyone's feeling the pinch.
Yeah,
So that's my only biggest gripe
I
with that.
I I, I guess I kind of get that, but at the same time, it's what is the cost benefit? Is there a cost benefit overall to having the monarchy? I.e., how much money does it bring into the country every year? Because out of the Crown estate, a lot of that money, obviously, they pay a huge amount of money back into the government coffers, and it obviously brings a huge amount of tourism from around the world. And obviously, a lot of people would have tuned in yesterday, and a lot of people have from around the world have been paying attention to Britain yesterday because of the monarchy. And so, by having events like that, it allows to perpetuate that interest. And also, I don't know how people are costing it up as well. I'm interested in how people are costing it because, for example, all the soldiers that were involved, obviously they're getting paid anyway, whether they were at that event or whether they were in the barracks. So you
Mm.
might say they could be doing something more useful, but actually they probably quite enjoyed having something. Not all of them, but I'm sure a lot of them enjoyed having something different and being able to be involved in something with a sort of positive, being able to parade and for the world to be watching them. So think I don't know what the cost. I know it was an expensive cost, but how much of that was cost that was going to be spent anyway, and how much was additional funding? I don't know. But I do think you have to think actually it offsets it. How much of it is offset by the money that is brought back into the country?
I feel that's something we'll never know because I don't know. How do you really look at that?
I think the Crown Estates are actually. I haven't looked into it much, but the actual Crown Estates and how much revenue and money is generated is actually public knowledge, I think. So you could quite easily look into the because they take it basically from the money that, if I get this right, I think out of the money that the Crown Estates generate, that they take a certain percentage of that for use,
right,
in their roles, but actually the rest of it comes back into the government.
Mm-hmm.
So you could work out the cost that's coming back into the government from all the different activities, and whether it actually works out for the benefit of the country. You'd obviously have to do the tourism benefit and all that as well, I guess, and factor all that in on top. But it's probably doable. I'm sure someone's maybe done that analysis out there somewhere.
That's me told.
No. I'm not saying.
I'm only teasing. Like I said, I'm completely indifferent. That's not even a gripe. I can see it from point of view because when I was at work, I was speaking to people about it, and that was more or less their general consensus, and I can understand that. So yeah, I was gonna say to me, it didn't really matter either way. But congratulations to him. Like I said, I hope he does well.
Me too.
Hope we can bring about some change, but it's yet to be seen.
Yeah, we hopefully see so. He seems to be speaking sense mostly so far, so that's a good start, which is more than we can say for some people, myself included, probably.
Oh, I was going to go with Joe Biden. I was going to throw shots at America. Just for no good reason.
So just throw shots across the bow. Why not? He wasn't there yesterday, actually, but his wife was there.
Oh, yeah.
And we must give a props to Penny Mordaunt, I think her name is, or Mordaunt, who she carried a sword with some impressive strength.
What was it? I have no idea who that is.
You watch it. She got. I think a lot of people were talking about it. Like, apparently, someone was saying today that she had to do press ups or something to like get her strength. But that sword did not move. She held it like rigid, like a proper sword, heavy sword, and she held it like vertically for a long period of time. And she did a great job.
Shout out to her.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people were saying she did a great job yesterday. So say something positive about an MP, which isn't something people do very often, but there you
go. Okay, that's pretty cool. So we'll move on to your.
Sorry, I interrupted you, but I was just going to say, and the kids had a great. They had a party to celebrate the King's coronation. By the way, all the schools. My wife had to arrange a nice little outside tea party. Just getting that teacher's props,
Yeah, that's what I was going to move into next. I was like, we're going to move into your segment.
Sorry, I thought we were going to the other news story. Apologies.
Oh, so rude. You don't even leave me a chance to speak when I can speak. God.
I am sorry. I thought we were going to the other news story.
No. So tell me more about what they were doing.
Yes, my wife, obviously, because they're nursery kids, they did it in the school. I don't think my wife had been given much notice. So apparently the new academy system has a rule, well, her academy anyway, where you have to buy it through the academy, otherwise you can't claim expenses. But obviously they didn't give her enough notice to sort it out, so she ended up just paying for it all herself. But anyway, that's an aside. Strange, like you'd think they'd have a backup option, wouldn't you? Oh,
yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, they cooked cakes, I think, and then they had like an outside, kind of like a street party outside in the playground with all the kids, and I think they had a mad if good time. I think they enjoyed decorating their cakes and baking their cakes and just understanding a little bit more about what the coronation means. So yeah, great times. I didn't have too much involvement in that. I did have to buy the what are they called? The containers to store them in. What are they called? It's gone completely out of my head. The plastic Tupperware. You know what? Tupperware. I don't know why that was so hard for me to remember.
The plastic Tupperware.
Oh wait, Tupperware. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
That good old Tupperware. Oh dear. Right, since we are now going on the verge of craziness, let's go into our next story. So it's about art, and we all know art can be very outlandish again. What's the
Yes,
word I use for the royal coronation? Pompous as well. So that's another word. I think that's my word of the day. I really like that
pompous.
word.
We should. That
Pompous.
could be your thing every week. I'll talk about teachers. You can talk about the word of the week.
Pompous thing.
The word of the week this week is pompous. Don't know why you're an American, but
So yeah, basically, long story short, because I can't remember the piece of artwork, but basically someone put a banana on a wall, sellotaped it, and people go wild for this kind of art stuff. I like art, but I don't think I'd ever go to that point where I see a banana on a wall and be like, yeah, it's a great piece of work. Someone really went into that. But then, long story short, this was an exhibition. I can't remember where it is. It's not that important. The funny thing is, another student, went to the banana, peeled it off the wall, and then ate it. And I'm like, yes, yes. Don't get me wrong. This is not advocate for vandalizing artwork. Don't do that. That's ridiculous because there are always those stories where people just go in museums and whatnot and just throw paint and everything everywhere. But this is funny because
yeah.
that is just absolutely outlandish.
Uh,
And the thing is, that will probably go for like millions as well. It's just something so stupid.
yeah, they taped it. They taped it back to the wall, the skin, didn't they? Apparently,
Yeah.
and his
Which,
excuse was he was
which
hungry.
again, that's even more funny. So like, I feel like in a way they've added to the artwork.
I think they must have to replace the banana anyway, because it's meant to be like a ripe banana. So they must like every couple of days have to replace it with a new ripe banana. I imagine.
We'll never know.
So
We'll never
apparently
know.
they told the artist, but he wasn't really bothered. Or they, I don't know if it was he, she, or
Yeah.
they. So
Nor
they
should,
weren't
nor
really
should you
bothered. I
be.
think.
I like if it was like a decent painting or something, then yes, I can understand. Be at lunch because that takes time, effort, and it's actually something impressive because people want to see it. But just taping a banana to a wall, I'm like, no. And
But
the thing is, it's not even like if it was like the first time it was done, then maybe I'd be like, okay, it's kind of cool because no one else is doing it. But I think I've seen that like sort of trope so many times. It's ridiculous.
but maybe let's think deeply about this. Maybe the artist was trying to say that society's gone so crazy that they're seeing food on the wall and they're just treating it as something sacred that you can't even touch. And maybe he's actually really glad that this person ate it to make a commentary on life, that there are still people out there willing to go and eat food when it's on offer.
I think so. It's a possibility. Or we can go like the completely different route. Like we just have that much abundance now that we'll just throw food at a wall and then yeah, we'll call it art.
Yeah, or some
I
some
might
of the
I might
world
do that
does.
one day. Like make some spaghetti, throw it at a wall, take a few pictures of it, and then be like, "Yep, art, mate. There you go."
You can put it in an exhibition somewhere,
Yeah,
or maybe
there
just
you go.
walk into an art gallery and throw your spaghetti on a wall.
I think they'd love me for it. They're like, "Oh, he's so innovative, so crazy. We never saw this coming." And I'm like, "This is what's wrong with all you. Like, I just did this for the lols. I don't care."
Matembu artwork.
Yeah, that's one thing I was never good at school is art, so I
No,
definitely
I'm not
went to
great.
do that.
I can do technical drawings just about, but like freehand making things look nice. I'm not
Yeah,
there.
I don't have the patience.
No.
That's my problem. So when we were back in school and people talk about they did like an 8 hour art exam and they were just drawing for 8 hours, I'm like, no, I ain't got that kind of patience.
You do you.
Yeah. Enjoy that. I hope it prospers for you, but that's never gonna be me.
But you did just say you would happily run around as a bird for 8 hours.
Yeah, that's my art.
Maybe you're just doing the wrong kind of art, mate. Maybe
Life,
maybe you just need to be videoed running around as a bird for 8 hours.
well, they always say life imitates art or art imitates life. So there you go. Run with that. Yeah, we're ready. We're ready for that. That's some good knowledge right there.
Just something.
Some
Yeah.
deep, just deepness.
Was it a waterfall?
Yeah.
Deep cries out to deep in the cry. Yeah. Anyway.
Right. So I think, yeah, again, we've reached that point where we've gone beyond the abyss. So I think we'll call it there unless you've got Anything else you want to add to it?
No, other than apologies for interrupting your wonderful segue into the next news story that I completely interrupted you today.
It's fine. I forgive you. You'll probably do it next week as well. It's fine. It's whatever.
And we'll have a nostalgic kick in the nuts next week.
And you talk about me going back to old things as well. That's ridiculous. You know what? I'm gonna close it here. I'm done. Thank you for watching. I've been Stephen Matembo. This always with Dominic Tor. Please like and subscribe and peace.
Have a good week. Bye.